Hey everyone! These were originally going to be two separate videos, but enough time had passed between me actually writing the script and their design completion, so I just combined them both. Last year I talked about Pokemon designs I don't hate, but that I really think could be improved. Inteleon has so much potential as a design, but I don't feel like it lives up to its expectations. So I thought I'd try and redesign it. This isn't so much as a fix as it's just my own interpretation. I basically got rid of the parts I didn't like and kept the ones I did. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, I wanted to keep the face at least a little bit similar since I do like the angular shape. I tried to use the same design inspirations as the original, but I wanted to add more traits to the basilisk and flying lizards. As cool as the spy inspiration is, Inteleon's official art doesn't do it justice, especially considering its in-game functions. Humanoid Pokemon have always been a thing, but recently they've been stressing the proportions more and more as each new generation comes out. And while it makes for unique character design, I don't think it's for me personally, so I changed it. I shifted the balance, gave it a shorter neck and long digitigrade legs. Digitigrade just meaning they bend back like how most animal legs do. I wanted that finger gun pose to be more obvious instead of the finger wag laid back pose it has now. I made one finger larger with a yellow edge to really bring attention to it. Part of me feels like they avoided the pose on purpose to avoid any obvious gun references, which is weird for a water gun lizard, but it's at least somewhat understandable. On first look, you think that yellow thing in the back is supposed to be a scarf, but it's actually two wings that it uses to glide. I positioned these to the side instead, so its purpose was just a little bit more clear. I gave back its curly chameleon tail, because that honestly should have been kept. Its body is supposed to resemble a suit, but the originals feel odd to me. Like it's wearing the suit instead of being a part of its body. Inteleon does this a lot better. I also toned down the excess blues, since this darker shade makes for a weird clash in color tone. One element I added were displayed feet to resemble basilisks. In my head, it now skates on the water surface at high speeds. What do you think? While I'm fond of it, I feel personally like it leans a little bit too closely into Sceptile's proportions. Now on to the next one. A few months after that drawing, I made another one, this time including some more original ideas. To match the British pop culture theme, I decided to base this new design on Sherlock Holmes and detectives in general. For this design, I wanted to make a more interesting silhouette, so I did some brainstorming and decided that the main shape of the design would come from the collar-shaped frills around its head and waist. I wanted it to resemble that universal old-timey detective coat. The other design aspects I kept over from the original, so it still has a basilisk and flying lizard traits. I kept the general head shape, but added that eye spot that was in the previous two evolutions, and a smoking pipe-shaped tongue. The original Inteleon's design didn't resemble a suit to me personally, and honestly I keep thinking it's a bathing suit. So I tried to make the suit and tie markings look a little bit more apparent and made the color slightly darker. I like the transition in evolutions from a lighter, spunky, younger first evolution to a darker, more mature final evolution. So I kept the finger gun but made it less apparent this time, aside from the yellow marking. Gave it digitigrade legs again, but this time honestly I'm debating on keeping it that way. I might change it to a more stylized pants look later down the line. And I know what you're thinking, and it won't look that weird, I promise. Well, maybe. As for the tail, I wanted it to resemble a magnifying glass. It's not shown here, but it can grab its tail and use it as one through a bubble that forms in between the coils. At Locksmith Art made a redesign to the first two evolutions based on mine that show this very well. And here's the final look. I'm very proud of how this one turned out personally. Which ones are your favorites? Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Scarlet and Violet just released and I have opinions on all the Final Evolution starters. All 3 of them, oh boy. Like, comment, and subscribe if you wanna, and I'll catch you later. Bye!